So I'm at the boba shop, right? And right now I have exactly $8.91 to my name. You know, average person would be like, Karen, you don't really need that boba. Save your money. You don't know when a rainy day could come, but I'm a firm believer in taking care of yourself, prioritizing me, prioritizing me. If
That's
that
not
drink
taking
is
care.
what's gonna make me happy.
That's not taking care of yourself, and that's not prioritizing you. You prioritizing that business, and you about to take real good care of them. You're about to make sure that their financials and their balance sheet is good. But meanwhile, your financial future is going to be down the drain. That's not taking care of yourself. That is not. You're not valuing yourself. You're not valuing your financial future.
Believer in taking care of yourself, prioritizing me, prioritizing me. If that drink is what's gonna make me happy for the next day, I'm going to get that drink. I'm gonna get that drink because money always comes back. Like, this is not gonna be my last $8, and I might get paid tomorrow. I might get paid the next day. You get like it. It never gave. This is my very last dollar. It never gave that. I'm just gonna spend the money. Boba's about $7, so I'm still gonna have $1 and some change left. That's enough to put a little tank of gas to get me home. My gas tank is full, so I don't gotta worry about that. I'm gonna be good. Oh, come on with me. So I'm at the boba shop.
Yo, man. This is why echo chambers are so dangerous. You'd have thought that in her comment section, it'd have been some reasonable people that would actually advise her against that, especially the fact that she looks younger. Man, everybody is in alignment with what she's saying. Somebody said, because $8 can't pay this car note. Boba, it is. Somebody said, because God will provide. That Chels said, no, cuz I'll spend my last on food. Sorry. Yolanda said, money always comes back. Nia actually posted her bank account balance. This young lady said her bank account balance was at $8. Nia posted her bank account balance 10 cents. It says 0.10. She only got 10 cents in her bank account right now. You see how environment is so important? Birds of a feather flock together. So you've attracted all the other financially illiterate, irresponsible people, and you all are all cheering each other on. So the outcome is going to continue to be struggle because this is your environment. You need to get a different opinion like mine who's going to tell you no. Don't get it, because how you do little things, how you do big things, that's probably what compounded and built up to you not having no money to begin with. Habitual decisions like this. Y'all, before we get back into it, if you could like the video, greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And it's literally just a click. So if you're here anyway, you might as well click that like button. And also, if you can hype the video as well.
Oh, TJ Maxx, $9,562.30.
The caption says, new series, bad financial decisions. This is the worst type of series that you can make. Why would you want to be incentivized to continue making bad decisions? If you have a series, that means that the theme of every video is going to be you making bad decisions. And you're going to start it off with you owing $10,000 to TJ Maxx. So I'm assuming you're going to continue to try to top these type of things with your series. That's the only way you're going to keep people engaged in it. Now that you done started this high, $10,000 TJ Maxx, you can't then come back later talking about I owe $50 on my credit card. You're going to have to stay on this type of track.
Oh, TJ Maxx, $9,562.30. Welcome to my new series where we expose Diva's bad financial decisions so that you can feel better about yours. Who is Diva? That's me. I'm the diva of bad financial decisions, or at least I used to be. Why am I exposing these? Because you've asked. And I'm trying to pay off my Affirm and Klarna loans. So as you can see, it's $9,562.30 that I owe. Now you are seeing a over limit because this account is closed. It's in hardship. It is officially on 0% for 60 months. So this will probably be the last thing I pay off simply because it is 0%. Every time I make a payment, it goes down. Prior to entering hardship, if I only made the minimum payment, which was a little over $300 a month, $250 if I wasn't paying a late fee that month, was 22 years, and it would total $32,199.
This can't be real. This can't be real. So, a retail store got you on a 22-year payment plan where it's going to ultimately more than triple what you originally even borrowed. So, in 22 years, by the time it's all said and done, whatever little retail stuff you bought for $9,000 is going to cost you the price of a new car, $32,000. That is crazy. That is a crazy. The fact that the retail store can be tied into that and also get a portion of those type of profits, that's actually pretty incredible. How they just started a whole new revenue source, and I would even argue this type of revenue source would be much more lucrative than even the margins they get off their retail merchandise. Somebody said in the comments, they said, she doesn't have her name, but she said, listen, TJ Maxx isn't a retail store. It's like a credit card company that happens to sell stuff. Same to all the places. Well, I can believe that now. Because the fact that they're sending you things like this, it's like a bank. And crazy enough, whenever I'm at the register at a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls, and then when they try to sell me a credit card, I always immediately get a little bit peeved. And by peeved, I mean, I know they're just doing their job at the register, but I really feel like you're trying to screw me. Because to look me in my face and basically, I have the money to pay for my stuff and I'm trying to pay for it. And you're trying to sign me up for something to put me in debt. And see, I didn't even know it could get like this. The fact that you're trying to put me on a hook to where if I spend $10,000, $9,000, I'm going to end up paying y'all $32,000. Oh, that's just blatant disrespect. And people fall for it.
Was 22 years, and it would total $32,199 with an interest rate on purchases of 32.24%.
No fucking way. No fucking way. So they're not. Oh, this can't be regulated. This can't be regulated. Oh, yeah. So these retail stores, these are banks. Worse. Don't you know that the average credit card interest rate for most Americans is about 25%, which is astronomical. 32% interest rate? That is next level. Keep in mind, remember what she said, if she pays the minimum payments, it was still gonna, that's how, because her minimum payments was like $300, which is significant on $9,500 that she borrowed. $300 can actually take things down significantly, but she was still going to end up paying 32 grand. And now this explains why. Because that interest rate is insane. That is insane. Because think about this. 322 years. 22 years. to pay. Wow. She thinks this is funny. It's not funny.
32.24%. That is stupid. Remember, this was the past, not the present. I got charged in 2024 $190 in late fees. A total interest of $1,583.34 was charged. Yes, I was still using my cards. And my total interest paid was $2,518. And when I say my card was still being used, it was being used for bills, as I had a deficit long before I started getting out of debt. Don't make bad financial decisions.
Listen, man. This consumerism, especially for the ladies, is getting so out of control. Fellas, you got to do an audit. That guy who does the audits, you got to be understanding. The same way they'll ask you on the first date or whatever, what's your credit score? You got to start asking, how much debt do you got immediately? You'll wind up getting to know somebody and they on the hook for dumb stuff like this. That's not even accounting for probably other things that she's on the hook for because she just makes bad decisions. But here's the thing too. The late fee. $200 in a late fee. Oh, they got so many ways to just keep on tacking things on and having you pay. That is a lot in a late fee. It seems like these retail companies just get to make up whatever they want their numbers to be. You just have to agree to it. They just get to make up their numbers, their percentage rate, their late fees. Man, they can really generate a lot of extra revenue. No wonder these retail stores never go out of business. They only ever grow and expand.
15 years ago, I made a decision that completely ruined my life, and I know I'm going to get so much hate and criticism for posting this video, but if my story helps at least one person, I will take all the hate and criticism. If you're starting college this year, if you're currently getting your college degree, or if you are a parent or know someone who's a college student, please just listen for the next 2 to 3 minutes. My name is Bradley. I went to culinary school and had no idea in the time I was getting my degree that I was completely ruining my life. Not knowing better, I went to the best of the best school, thinking I would get the best of the best outcome. A week before graduating, the school sat me down and said, congratulations, you're about to finish your degree. You're now in $137,000 of student loan debt. My monthly payment before any government programs was about $1,400 a month. I realized in that moment I had completely ruined my life. What made my story go from bad to worse is
what?
Any government programs was about $1,400 a month.
His monthly payment was $1,400 a month. He went in almost 150 grand of debt for a culinary arts degree. Well, you're cooked.
Your degree, you're now in $137,000 of student loan debt. My monthly payment before any government programs was about $1,400 a month. I realized in that moment I had completely ruined my life. What made my story go from bad to worse is that once I got into the industry with my degree, I was getting job offers for $12 to $14 an hour. From that moment on, my life completely spiraled. My mental health was completely destroyed. I developed a drinking problem. It got so bad at one point I ended up in the hospital because I had no idea how to cope with the stress that I was under. The worst part of all of it was that I was 21 years old, drowning in debt, not making a lot of money with my degree, and I had to turn to adult work, if you know what I mean by adult work. It is so unfair that I thought I was doing the right thing for myself by getting a college education, by getting a college degree, by doing what everyone told me I should do, by doing what society told me I should do.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing.
15 years ago,
people going to find whatever ways to justify the things that they already want to do. Dude, there was a lot of other things you could have turned to aside from turning to that. Man, just say that's what you wanted to do. Just say that. That's what you into. All these options out here, and that's what you had to turn to, huh? Man, that's what you into already. Stop it. Stop it. I don't want to hear no more, though.
This might be a really regular thing for a lot of people, especially if you're like over the age of 24, I feel like. But me,
Oh, she's about to talk our heads off. I can already tell. The caption says, "A day in the life of a financially irresponsible 35-year-old."
Be a really regular thing for a lot of people, especially if you're like over the age of 24, I feel like. But moi perso, I just got a big fat paycheck. I paid off all my credit cards to $0, and I still have money left over. What? This is the first time in my life I have lived a very irresponsible life. My 20s and early 30s were spent party, travel, bus, another bus, club, whatever the fuck she said. This is the first time in my life that I got a paycheck. I paid off my credit cards, and I have money left over. Am I going to blow it all? 100,000%. I'm going to spend every fucking penny of it. I'm going to spend every fucking penny of it, because I also believe that money comes and goes. Like, this might be the first time it happened to me at my big age, but it won't be the last, you know?
It's a lot of people with this philosophy, as we're finding. Money just comes and goes. So they just don't prepare for the future. It's going to sound good. Your energy is going to come and go too, which is going to directly correlate to the amount of money that you're able to earn as you continue to get older. So are you prepared for that? Well, we find a lot of people aren't prepared for that. They think she got a lot of energy. She'll probably keep more energy for longer, but it will dissipate at some point, just like for all of us. And things will get mundane, and you'll be ready to kind of take it easy a little bit, especially for the ladies. So, are you going to be prepared for that? You're going to have a lot of memories, but you're not going to be able to really have free time to be able to actually sit and reflect on them, because you're going to have to still be working.
Do you know what I mean? Is that irresponsible? 100%. Did I say I changed? No, I make more money, bitch. I didn't change, though. I can't wait to spend it all.
They never think that it can ever dry up. They never think that the well can ever dry up and the money could.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
Bro, putting money into a stripper.
To a stripper?
I dated a stripper.
Okay, what made you date a stripper?
Bro, she had a daughter, and like her life is like f***ing up. So like,
You had to save her?
I had to try to save her, but like I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho, so like.
You were though.
I mean, I tried.
Funny enough, he's even wearing a cape, it looks like. He's got his thing on like it's a cape. Ain't that funny? This dude's trying to save a stripper.
So like.
You were though.
I mean, I try to be, but like, yeah. Then and there, I already knew I was like, I f***ed up.
Yeah. How'd you meet her?
How'd I meet her? Ooh, I was driving. I was at an intersection, making a left, and she was making a left. She was smoking a blunt, and I was like, "Damn, that's my right there. Like, that's my girl. Like, she's smoking a blunt, driving back home, like, on her way to her daughter. Like,
You found that attractive?
yeah, I was like, damn, that's my right there.
Then what happened? What happened?
But that was too crazy for me.
No, but like, how'd you hollered at her from the car?
Nah, she told me to follow her.
And you followed?
I followed her.
Bro, that could have been a setup.
It could have been, but we ended up blamping on the first night.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
She was bad?
She was bad as
And then what happened?
She was Korean and Salvadorian.
Yeah.
And then shit, like, was good for like a couple 6 months.
This dude capping, man. He making this up. Yeah, I already was like, I don't even know if you could get a stripper. And then now his story, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
If you use Afterpay or any of those types of things, you're already a dumbass, but if you use the Eat Now, Pay Later for food, you need help. You gotta have some fucking nerve to finance a $5 biggie bag from Wendy's. I just don't understand how down bad you have to be to make 4 payments on 1 meal. I'll be honest, if you use that shit, there's a 95% chance you are at the very bottom tier of human beings. Using it for other purchases, we can address that on another day, but for food is wicked work. That is honestly ridiculous. You're telling me you have to take a loan out to get your Happy Meal from McDonald's? If you don't have $12 right now at this moment, you don't need to be getting fast food. You need to take your ass to the grocery store. If you use Afterpay or any of those types of things.
If you all don't know what Afterpay or Klarna is, these are, think about layaway. So now you can actually put things on layaway, but it's like a payment processor that'll just pay for your stuff immediately. And it's usually linked with a lot of retail websites, everything. You can get the app, And basically, it's buy now, pay later. And so just use layaway as the frame of reference. But now think about the fact that people are putting the food that they're eating now on layaway. Imagine going to get some McDonald's and putting it on layaway, then having to pay for the McDonald's that you ate in 4 installments. And then extrapolate that out to just using it consistently. And imagine that people are doing that. Ain't that something? That's as bad as it can get as far as being financially illiterate.
It's not too many things that annoy me. But one of the things that is on
the caption says, at our big age, you should not be financially irresponsible.
It's not too many things that annoy me. But one of the things that is on the list is seeing a adult be financially irresponsible and then complaining about it. You know your bills is due. Why you effing up the money like you ain't got bills due? Then you scrambling trying to figure out how to pay your bills. Then you complain about not having the money to pay your bills because you done been financially irresponsible. Then you talk about how you about to go out and you about to go out to eat and you about to do XYZ, but it's not too many things that
Man. And it's like never learn. Just like the woman she mentioned she's 35 and she still hasn't learned. Some of these comments, I definitely wanted to see the comments on this, because at our big age, you should not be financially irresponsible. I want to know how that's going to resonate. I feel like there's going to be a mixture, because it's going to hit some people right in the gut because it's going to reflect directly on them. But then I want to see the people who also are holding it accountable. This person says financially irresponsible and got the audacity to have children or keep having children. Oh man, and that one was right at the top too. They knew that one was right from me. This person said, soon as my check hit last night, I paid my rent and utilities. I'll be broke till next payday, but bills are paid. There you go. There you go. Prioritize. Somebody replied to that. They said, in my mind, that's not broke because you handle your business. That's a flex. I agree. This person said, this is why I distance myself from my brother. He is financially irresponsible and is always begging me and our family for help. Yet he always talks. And that'll be the thing too. You'll have it'll be people with all these opinions, but their life is messed up. And they also always need other people to come and save them. But then they'll have these philosophies. It'll be like that woman who was 35 again. You see, she's got the philosophy. It comes just as quick as it goes. Okay, well, stand by that philosophy and live and die by that philosophy. So that means when ish hits the fan, i.e. something that could be very common that could happen. Easy example is you lose your job or however you make income. Let's say you're a content creator. Let's say you lose your profile, anything. Don't come running back to people to save you, because you had this philosophy that you was going to live day by day and you weren't going to think about tomorrow. So when tomorrow comes and when the inevitable happens, which is life will happen, then you got to stand by that philosophy. And you're going to have to fix things quick because you don't keep anything for yourself. So now where you could have been positioned to have a little bit of slack and to be able to work your way out of the situation comfortably, now you have to move fast. And a lot of dominoes can start falling because you weren't set up. And ultimately, you just weren't prepared. People want to have a philosophy to not be prepared. But then when something happens, you got to depend on the people who are prepared to come and save you.
Can someone explain what's going on here? Someone's lying, and I don't know who it is, because every time I open this app, I am told that groceries are too expensive, gas prices are too high, that the prices of fast food are too high, and they've gone up 1,000,000% in the last 10 years, that it's too expensive to travel, that it's too expensive to do anything when you leave your home. On the other hand, whenever you do leave your house, anywhere you can think of that you can get in line to spend money, yeah, there's a line there. Doesn't matter where it is. Any fast food joint, any store, anywhere you go, there are people lining up, willingly handing out money to buy whatever it is. Airports, Yeah, they're packed. Every plane's full.
Yep.
You go out on the road, there's traffic everywhere. Concerts, sold out. Every possible sporting event you can think of, yeah, it's sold out. From my personal point of view, I have multiple businesses that sell things to people that are not essential. And guess what? They've never done
That's
better.
true.
I sell
That's true.
retired Lego sets to people for a lot of money. And guess what? They fly off the shelves. I have a supplement business that is for golfers, okay? It has never done better. I can't keep stuff in stock. As hard as I try, no matter how much I order, I continuously run out of stock. There are two prerequisites before you comment. Number one, if you say credit cards, that is a cop-out and that is not a good enough answer. And number two, if you say K-shaped economy, that is also a cop-out and not a good enough answer. I know people who buy things without credit cards, never used a credit card in their life, and people from every sort of economic class who are spending money like crazy. So again, tell me how, outside of those two things, somehow everyone can afford everything, yet somehow no one can afford anything.
Exactly. I always make this point because the point to be made is that people will say that this is the worst economy, but yet we see people making all type of decisions, impulsive decisions, still living elevated lifestyles. Like he said, concerts always filling up. You see people taking all these trips, not regular trips, domestic. People taking trips out of the country like it's normal, like it's regular. And people making decisions that they can basically carry. People making decisions that they cannot carry. And then they look to taxpayers or anyone else to be responsible for it, i.e., having kids. People having all these kids and not thinking about it. We see, even if the economy's bad, then the way that you would actually lighten the blow is by you actually being more efficient within a bad economy. You tightening up so that it doesn't affect you as bad. But what people are doing as opposed to that is they're actually getting more loose. They're actually getting less frugal in an economy that's so bad. And they're really only thinking about today. They're not preparing. But then we'll complain that the economy's bad. If the economy's bad, you don't have to make it worse. But we'll see a lot of people making it worse on themselves.
One of my buddies got screwed over so bad purchasing a car, I told him the only way he's getting out of it is by totaling it. I shit you not, I told him to find the nearest tree in the middle of the night and run into it. Let me tell y'all this story. This dude called me and my buddy that had some common sense. He knew we talked about money. We're both very good with money. And he says, man, my high school car, it's a Charger, blew up on me. I'd like to get a new car. He said, what do y'all think, man? What are some cars y'all like? And I said, hey, dude, I got a Corolla. I said, it's a fucking animal. I love my Corolla. It's cheap. It's like $300 a month for a brand new one right off the lot. I was like, it gets like 54 miles a gallon. He goes, yeah, but man, I want something cooler. I said, man, they got like some sport options. Maybe you can go like Camry or something. I was like, even Toyota's got like that little GTR car or whatever it is. I forget the name of it. It's like a nice little sports car. It's like 30 grand, 36 grand. He tells me, he goes, yeah, but I've been looking at some other Chargers and stuff. He's like, I go into the dealership every week and each car I like to make sure the payments are good so I have them run my credit. I said, do what? My other buddy is just silent. I can hear the pain on the other side of the phone because I was feeling the pain. I said, please tell me you're lying, dude. He said, nah, man. I said, hey, I want you to get on Credit Karma. He said, what is that? I said, oh my God, it's as bad as I think. I walked him through how to set up Credit Karma. I shit you not, his credit score started with a number I could count on one hand, not using a couple fingers. Yeah. Like, oh my God. I said, hey, dude, listen. I really need to talk to you man to man. I said, you need to get a used car. You need a used Corolla. Used Ford Focus, Ultima, something. He said, man, I just really can't do that, man. Like, I really like my Charger. He was like, everybody knows me because I drive a Charger. I said, I don't give a fuck what your small town reputation is. You need to get a used car. Your credit score is screwed up and you're not making enough money. He didn't like that answer. He didn't talk to me for another week. My common sense buddy called me the week after. He said, Cody, you got to be sitting down for this shit. I'm interested. I'm like, what is it, dude? He goes, that guy, he bought a car. I said, okay, what is it? Well, he said, it's used. And I said, well, that's good. That's what we told him to do. I said, so what kind of car are we talking about? And then there was silence. I could hear him start laughing and he goes, it's a Hellcat. Oh my God, dude. I couldn't believe what I heard. I said, well, how used is this Hellcat? He said, Cody, It's got 227,000 miles on it. My entire room starts spinning. I'm just like, oh my God. I can already see him getting buried in this car because he's not going to be able to afford anything else. Worst part is, here's the fatality of it. He said, it's 23% interest. Do you hear me? 23% interest. I called the non-common sense friend and I said, hey dude, listen, this is what I'm going to tell you. I said, I love you and I don't want you to fuck up your life this bad. I said, go find a tree in the dark on some random highway. Don't put anybody else in danger and you have to wreck that bitch. He hung up on me.
The only missing information that we were missing in here, I like that we got the mileage. We don't usually get that. But you didn't tell us how much he spent on it. How much did he pay for the Hellcat with 220,000 miles on it? Did he say 227,000 miles on it? I don't even know how you can put all them miles on a Hellcat. So basically, he ain't going to have this car for long anyway, but he'll still owe on it. And then he's still going to have to go get another car. And most likely, he's going to be in a position where he has 2 payments. I feel like that's amazing how they can take a car that's clearly bad on paper and just literally put some wax on it, make them tires shine, and make the interior still look fresh. And people will ignore all the numbers, even down to the interest rate, because that interest rate was diabolical. And they'll be like, yeah, I'm going to get it. Dude, you might have 3,000 miles left on that car to drive it. That's crazy. Y'all, we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice if you want to hype to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video. And also, if you want to become a member of the channel as well, the join button's on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you will get badges next to your comments where it shows people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, the join button's on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.